The city of Louisville still won't answer our questions about Marshall Fire evacuation. So our Marshall Zellinger has been getting answers for residents in town using Colorado's Open Records Act. Text messages between city leaders showed there was confusion, and that was a reason for delayed evacuation alerts.
I'm not traumatized by losing my house, but I am haunted by the fact that the city's emergency services failed to help warn my neighbors.
Tanya is one of a dozen Louisville residents to email the city wanting answers about the lack of notification from the Marshall Fire.
That my family and I didn't also lose our lives in this fire was a real surprise.
Paul is another.
My family learned about the evacuation order only because one of my kids happened to see news of the order on Twitter.
Their emails were among hundreds we received from the city through an open records request, trying to get the same answers they want. What happened with notifying residents about evacuating the Marshall Fire hours after it started? The records we got back do not provide clear answers to the opt-in reverse notifications that were handled by Boulder County, but they do show some delay and confusion in getting the word out on City of Louisville social media and through a city email list. This text message exchange began with Gloria Handyside from the city's communications office. At 2:30 p.m., she texted a screenshot showing Louisville Police and Louisville Fire posting on Facebook that the entire city is under an evacuation order. Handyside asks Emily Hogan, also with City Communications, want me to share? Hogan says not yet. We're still waiting to see who evac order is coming from and what area. 14 minutes later, Hogan writes, Megan, the interim city manager, doesn't want to put anything out as it's bumper-to-bumper traffic, waiting to see what chief suggests.
There were cases where people could have saved their pets, they could have saved their wedding rings, a lot of things. And every one of those little things means a lot to you when you lose your house in your neighborhood, in your community.
You know, if there had been greater loss of life, I think that there might be a whole lot more focus on what happened.
I don't know why. It seems like nobody really wants to talk about it, and I feel like the focus moved away, and that scares me because this could happen again.
I'm hoping within a month we'll have the answers for them.
Louisville Fire Chief John Wilson is among the higher-ups, meeting behind the scenes to prepare answers residents like Tanya and Paul have been asking for.
Trying to get all of our ducks in a row before we can give this information to the people. But we are working very hard between the county, the city, and ourselves to get the people their answers to get it out soon.
Here's one other text message from someone in City Communications to someone who was actually at the Emergency Operations Center. She's saying there isn't an evacuation order from the county for Louisville, but she's checking. That was at 2:04 p.m., and by then, all but one area of Louisville had already received the reverse notification. So clearly, Kyle, I've got my work set out for me for going through these emails and text messages and trying to get the answer for why the city was being told one thing, especially with someone in the office where those reverse notifications were coming from, when something else was really happening.
Or Marshall, somebody with the city of Louisville could just pick up the phone and say, hey, we've had a change of heart. Come on in and ask us some questions. We'll give you the best answers we can because it was a challenging situation. We want to be forthright.
After a couple months of going through these records and finally talking with some people from the city, it sounds like we may be closer to that than I was at the end of January for sure.
Appreciate your work on this, Marshall. Thank you.